So she's right. I was in cardiology for 20 years. People ask me, why did you leave your college education behind? What in the world possessed you to do something like this? Are you crazy? So yeah, I am the crazy oil lady. Since I was a very little girl, all I've ever wanted to do was to help people. If that meant putting a smile on their face, making them feel better about themselves, or actually fixing something that was wrong with their bodies, that was my job. Even if it wasn't my job, I felt like it was my job. If my mom was upset, it was my job to fix her. So, naturally, I did what every other kid would do that's a nurturer. I went into medicine. I worked in cardiology for 15 to 20 years, and I am one of those yellow personalities, so it's all about the relationship for me. Well, if you know anything about cardiology, cardiology is all about elderly people. 90% of your practice is elderly people with serious cardiac problems. So I would get physically and emotionally attached. I would take their problems home with me. So even though I made them feel better, I would go home at the end of the day feeling like I was just wrung out. Again, kept doing this. Somebody needed to be there for these people. And then I realized one day I just couldn't do it anymore. And I had to find a different solution. I had to find a different way to make myself feel good about myself, but still while helping others. So when my husband got diabetes, and he is a pilot, the FAA said, you need to be off of your meds, or every time we adjust your meds, you need to be grounded for 6 months. I love my husband very much. So we had to find a natural solution without medications to keep his diabetes at bay. So I started researching, and ironically enough, one of the people that used to work for me at the Heart Center started posting about essential oils. She left her career behind too. So I'm like, okay, we'll look into this. We started using the essential oils, got his glucose under control right away, and guess what? The FAA doesn't care. So then I thought, well, if it works for him, let's try it for my son. So we slowly weaned my son off of all of his ADHD medicines. We inserted oils into it. Now, don't get me wrong, I did have a talk with the doctors. They understood exactly where I was coming from and exactly what I was going to. Within a year, we got my son off of all of his medications. We went and took a C student to an honor roll student. He made the merit roll, and he's now talking about college. Anybody that knows my son knows that this is huge, because the only thing the boy cares about is electronics and sleep. Okay? So all of that to say, this is who I am. I care about people. My job is not to sell you an oil because, ooh, it's going to make me $5 or $10. My job is to find out what your needs are and to help you see that there is a non-toxic way or a natural way to appease those needs. Okay? So I'm going to throw some statistics at you. Over every woman, men too, I'm going to put you in there, the average woman uses about 300 chemicals on her body a day. Okay? 80% of them before breakfast. Now, while men don't use as many products per se as women do, don't let them fool you. They're using them too. So anybody that uses shampoo, dish soap, laundry soap, hairspray, makeup, all of these things have chemicals in them. What do you clean your home with? Chemicals. So by show of hands, how many people here, when they go to the grocery store, you either buy organic or you wash your vegetables? Okay. Why do you wash your vegetables? Exactly, to get the chemicals off. But then you come home and you cut up that vegetable and you put it on a plate, right? A plate that you just washed with what?
Chemicals.
Thank you. Okay, and you're eating this. How many of you drink out of a plastic water bottle? Plastic is petroleum. That's a chemical. Okay? SLS is the #1 cancer-causing agent in the United States. It's banned in 30 countries, including Canada. You want to know why? Because it's killing us. But our FDA says it's okay because we only use it in small doses. So, a small dose in your shampoo, small dose in your shower gel, small dose in your laundry soap, small dose in your dish soap. Anything in your home that foams up on its own has SLS in it. So when you take all these small doses, what do they add up to? Exactly. So yeah, A small dose is okay, but if you're putting it in every product you have and you're applying those products to your body every single day, you're harming yourself. You are the gatekeeper of your home. You get to choose what you put in your body and what you bring into your house. We've talked about candles. Candles don't have SLS. They don't foam up. But guess what? Fragrance. Fragrance is the other thing that is in a lot of your products. Why is something listed as fragrance instead of what the actual smell is? Because it's a chemical. So the term fragrance is a way for the FDA to get chemicals into a product without having to list them individually. Essential oils take all that away. Okay? Oils can repair your skin, they can boost your immunities, they can stop the free radicals from tearing up everything that's going on in your body. They can change behavioral patterns. They can take away allergies. And they're nature. Nature created these. We were given these gifts for a reason. We just have to know how to use them. Now, this isn't a fad. It's not something that just came about and all of a sudden it's a craze and in a couple years it's going to be totally by the wayside. This is what people had before we had CVS and Rite Aid and Tops. When you were sick as a little kid and you had tummy troubles, your mom didn't run down to the grocery store or the pharmacy to pick something up. Heck no, you got a bottle of ginger ale, some saltine crackers, and maybe a peppermint. That's what we had. So essential oils are not new. We just thought as a society that we could do a better job fixing ourselves. And nature only grows a certain amount of peppermint or a certain amount of lavender. So when that crop runs out, there isn't anything else to go to. So we thought, chemicals, we can substitute those for that. It'll work just as good. It'll be faster. Is it cheaper? No. So a bottle of oil, it may cost you $30. That bottle of oil will last you a long time. But what is it going to cost you when you go to the doctor and you find out that you have cancer or you have diabetes or you have ADHD? Because let me tell you that my son's medicines were $100 a month. You know how much I spent on oils on that kid? Maybe 20. And he's healthier for it. My husband's diabetes medicines, all gone. We didn't change his diet. He certainly doesn't exercise. I don't know if you've seen him, but he does not exercise. I'm working on it, Allie. But oils did that. So what does he do? He puts a drop of cinnamon in his tea or his coffee. Maybe he takes one of our supplements called Essential Zymes that help his pancreas work better. It is not rocket scientist. So what I'm asking for this week, I want anybody who loves somebody or cares enough about somebody to want them to live a healthier lifestyle. Let me talk to you. Let me teach you. Let me show you. I'm not going to just hand you a box of oils and say, good luck, figure it out. Call me when you have something. That's not how it works. My job is to teach. My job is to care. And that's all I'm asking for. So when I ask, is this a specific person that can use oils? Well, guess what? Anybody who's living and breathing needs essential oils. Let me be the one that educates you on that. Shows you how to use it. That's it.